Oh, every time without a fail, it happens. It happens every time without a fail. Missed the dang sensor and my garage door goes back up. Ooh. Ah, something's poking me in my glove. There's always gravel up here on this turn right here, and I always want to hit the turn so hard. Let's see, there's all that gravel right there, and that's how accidents happen. But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes there's a nice lady that lives right there, and I see her out on the road sweeping it up for me. I stopped one day to talk to her, and she said she sees me ride by and she doesn't want me to fall, so she goes out there with her broom and dustpan and sweeps it up for me. She's a very nice lady. Shout out to her. And what the? Someone's poking me in my glove and it does not feel good. Oh, I guess we'll start the video now. Yo! What's going on, everyone? Thank you guys for coming back. I hope you guys are all having a great day, and if it's your first time here. But in today's video, what we're going to be doing is 5 things I dislike about my Yamaha MT-07. And these 5 things were hard for me to come up with because I do really love this bike. Like I've said in previous videos, this is my dream bike since the time I was 16, so I am a little bit biased. But there are some little nitpicks that I do have with this bike, and in this video, that's what I'm gonna go over. What's up, bro? Oh, we're running out of sunlight, man! No! I got out late today. It's a little bit unfortunate, but sometimes that's how it is, though. What is slapping my helmet? Alright, so we're going to get into the first thing that I dislike about this bike. The first thing is the starter switch. The starter switch on the Yamaha MT-07s, I think the last year that this body style happened was in 2020, I believe, but do not quote me on that, I'm not positive. But when they updated the body styles, they changed the starter switch and made it way better. The starter switch on this body style of the bike does not have a powerful enough spring to snap the starter switch all the way back off into the neutral position. So if you don't make sure that your starter switch snapped all the way back, it is slightly on, which causes your flywheel to engage, which then causes your check engine light to flash. That started happening to me 3 days after I bought this bike. And I didn't know what was wrong. I thought I bought a dud, and I thought I was gonna blow my bike up. But come to find out, my starter switch was just on just a hair bit and caused this to cause my check engine light to start blinking. If you guys know about cars or motorcycles, you know a flashing check engine light is bad news. So yeah, I ended up upgrading the spring in it. I took the whole housing apart, and then I just went to Home Depot and I bought a larger spring, popped it in there, and it's been good ever since. But then again, on this model of the bike, on this generation of the bike, that is annoying to have to deal with in the first place. So that is a gripe that I do have with it, and it is a flaw nonetheless. This is a nice little road, but I haven't taken my bike on this road in a minute. This road would take us down to the lake. I'm sorry guys, I know this probably isn't the greatest quality because I still have an Indy filter on the camera. And it probably does not look the greatest because it's getting darker, but I wasn't planning on riding this late. Just wanted to come down here and take pictures. I want to try and get right here. Well, there's a reason right there. And I didn't even have this on my list, but this happens. As you see right here, this is the gear indicator. So this should tell me if I'm in first, second, third, neutral. Whatever gear, it should tell me what I'm in. But sometimes when I'm going to find neutral, it just goes blank. It doesn't show me what gear I'm in. It doesn't tell me I'm in neutral. And see, now it just pops up that I'm in third. Sometimes it gets finicky like this, and you just have to mess with it until it lets you go into neutral, and then the dash means you're in neutral. So I'm all set to get off the bike. But that wasn't even on my list. That just happened to me. So I guess we'll just throw that in there as a bonus as well. But for right now, guys, we're going to have a little intermission. I'm going to try and get some pictures and whatnot, and then I'll continue on with the video. I'm currently about to get attacked by someone's dog. I just finished up taking pictures, and I really don't know what's going on. But I'm going to leave before they kill me. Alright, so we are out of there. I guess now it's time to get into reason number 2 on why I dislike this bike. Reason number 2 is the top speed on this bike. This bike has a lot of torque down low, which is great, but it has no high-end power. So if you're trying to take this bike on the highway, it is absolutely terrible. If you're going to buy this bike and use it for highway use only, get a different bike. This bike is not for you. This bike is meant for back roads and doing wheelies. Those are the only 2 things this bike is meant for. Might seem funny to you, but that is the truth. Not to mention, if you take this bike on the highway, you get the shit beat out of you. You're in an upright position and all the wind's just hitting you center mass and in your head. Your head's going all over the place. You're turning into a damn bobblehead taking this bike out on the highway. But that low end torque is so much fun until you use up all that torque, and then it's gutless. Go ahead and go into number 3 as well. Reason number 3 is the build construction of this bike. Don't get me wrong, build quality is great. I haven't had any issues other than the starter switch issue, which was not that big of a deal. So not in the sense of reliability issues or anything, but just these plastics. This isn't a metal tank, this is a plastic tank. And then you have a rubber seat on a plastic tank. So when you're getting on this bike, getting off of this bike, or even just going at high speeds on this bike, you hear a lot of squeaks and cracks, and it just makes it feel almost cheap. And no one wants to feel cheap on a bike that they spent a few $1,000s on. If you spend a few $1,000s on something, you want the build quality to feel somewhat sturdy. And when you're on this, most of the time you feel like you're on a hunk of plastic. But then again, I didn't buy this bike to feel like it was some luxury item. If I wanted that, I would have went out and bought a Ducati or a BMW. You buy this bike because of how raw it is. You feel like you're on a dirt bike most of the time, which you either love or you hate. Man, I normally rip down this road, but I got stuck behind all these cars tonight, so this ride isn't the best because I'm getting stuck behind all these cars and can't really rip around turns or nothing. Downshifting would be so much better with an exhaust. Oh man, I'm tired of this thing sounding like a scooter. This isn't one of my reasons, but I guess you can say the exhaust for right now. That is something you can fix, but when this bike is quiet, it takes a lot away from the fun factor. On some bikes, the exhaust can make or break it. And the exhaust doesn't break this bike, but the exhaust definitely would add to the fun factor. Man, I swear, Dollar Generals are popping up on every corner in this town now. I don't even remember that one being built. I don't even know. Like, I swear, I'll be driving around the area and I just see new Dollar Generals every other day. Alright, so on to reason number 4 of what I dislike about this bike is the gauge cluster. Yes, this is an older bike, it's a 2019, but still, even for a 2019, this gauge cluster is relatively old. The new displays that were on the newer R1s, I would way rather prefer than this. This one just makes the bike look more outdated than it really is. A 2019 bike is really not that outdated. Just with the white display, even if it was switched, the background was black and the numbers were white, it made this bike look a whole lot more modern than how it currently looks at this state. On the new MT-07s, they did fix it, but I'm not gonna go and sell this to get a new MT-07 just because of the dash. That is something to think about if you are watching this video because you're considering buying this bike. Oh my gosh, please do not reach me, sprinkler. Okay, it didn't reach me. We're good. Yeah, but that is something to consider. Me personally, if I was to do it again, I still would get this one. I love this body style way more than the new one. The new MT-07, the new MT-07, the front end of it, the headlights, it just looks like a bug to me, and I hate it. But if that's your style, you know, go for it. We all have different opinions on these things and what looks better than the other. So if you prefer the newer gen bikes, then go for it. And then you'll also get the updated display. But for me, I'll just stick with this. Oh my gosh, it's getting so dark. I gotta get home soon because I hate riding in the dark for the sole reason there's so many bugs and I get bugs. Yep, there was one. One just hit my knee. Bugs get splattered all over me and I hate it. I think there was another thing that I was supposed to do. I was supposed to do 5 things and I have 5 things in my notes, but my phone is now dead and I can't remember what it was, but I know we have gone over at least 5 things in this video because I added some in there that just popped into my head. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed the 5 things that I dislike about my 2019 Yamaha MT-07. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe. It helps out a ton. Make sure to leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the video or what you would like to see be changed. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.